Hi guys, my name is Akrizi and this is the Movie Critic.
Badland Hunters is a 2024 Netflix action movie. Now, a major earthquake rocked soil in South Korea. It transforms it into an apocalyptic wasteland where everything from civilization, law, and order have collapsed. Badland Hunters is a South Korean movie with Ma Dong-seok being the lead actor. We've seen this guy play subordinate roles in Doctor Strange, and he has also appeared in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I was surprised to see him take the lead role of this movie, and he actually delivered. Before I delve into details, do well to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notification. Don't forget to drop your thoughts and your opinions in the comment box below. Now, Badland Hunters speaks of a scientist, Yang Gisu, who experiments on teenagers in order to save the life of his daughter, but throws the facade that he's building a community. Nam-san, on the other hand, his apprentice and a former military woman were caught being pawns to the game of this scientist, who was heavily guarded. They had to join forces to take him down and rescue their families and friends. Nam-san, a role played by Ma Dong-seok, was one for the books, actually. The fight scenes were nice and realistic, a very good storyline too. Some plot twists, we're not so surprised, and it's mostly anticipated. Just like the scene where, they went underground to rescue Officer Lee Hyo-ho's subordinates and team. I knew it was a setup right from the start before they even got there. You get? So it literally was a den of human vampires with tongues like snakes. The color grading was nice too. It depicts how deserted it would be if the world actually falls out of civilization and order into chaos and disorder. Nam-san became a slap distributor. When he was asking the goons about the clean water from the apartment, he light punched, slapped a couple of the gang leaders, to sleep when they refused to answer his questions. Now, we all know that it is a cruel world and it is important to be security conscious all the time. And they actually laid emphasis on that. When Suna entered the classroom, she observed all the students and knew something was wrong. The new friend she made, who was too excited to join the apartment family, lost her life because she lacks consciousness of her surroundings. Now, in the fight scenes that took place in the underground prison, it seems the once human now vampire subordinates of Officer Lee Hyo didn't even make any attempt to bite their intruders. I mean, with all that strength, vampirism, and serpent tongue, they should be able to bite or even show signs of being capable of doing so. Even the female officer couldn't get a grip, as it is understandable that our once teammates are now walking dead. It's only fair she didn't fight them, as she's known to be brutal and fierce. So that underground was really, really funny, because I was expecting those once human, now vampires with serpent tongues, to be more aggressive. Like, there were loopholes where they could have beaten Nam-san or even the girl, that Officer Lee Hyo-hee, and Nam-san's apprentice. Like, there were so many chances, but they were just fighting, like, basically. Like, I don't know what the producer of the movie was actually getting at. It was also looking entertaining until they threw physics out of the window at the scene where they were about to leave the basement. It was shown that they were stuck behind the door leading from the basement, while the defending force against Yang Gisu were at the door. One of the soldiers detonated a grenade by pulling out the pin, waiting patiently to slowly open the door and throw it in to kill the trio. But Nam-san shot a blast through the door, and the door exploded outside and killed the soldiers, but had no effect on Nam-san and his subordinates, even though the door tore wide open from the blast and they were close to the point of impact. Now, let's take a look at this scenario. Newton's law of motion states that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction, which means that Nam-san and his subordinates should have been affected by the blast too, but they all came out unscathed. I mean, that was a grave mistake by the producers of the movie. I know they want us to, see the trail as invincible, strong, and all those movie main actor bullshit. But they could have done that scene differently and still make the trail survive the blast. Now, there was a scene that this kind of incident actually happened too. Now, that mistake was corrected in the scientist's office when he dropped a grenade for one of his teachers. While Namsan walked towards the door, the grenade exploded and the force pushed Namsan back. That was the effect that was expected and should have happened earlier when he wanted to leave the basement with Officer Lee Sun-hoon and his apprentice. But I don't know why they had to make that scene look like that, because it was like, I'm not getting it. Now, leaving the basement, they split up, and the fact that he couldn't even reach his machete after the bullets finished from his shotgun, I believe that was part of the script. Of course it would have been, but why? Like, why? I mean, okay, you guys split up, you shot few rounds against your oppositions that were coming, and before that you already shot at the fire extinguisher that made the place cloudy and difficult to see anybody. Now, removing the machete gave your oppositions enough time to even shoot at you and even rush you and probably overpower you on something. But they were basically just looking for a couple of seconds. Like, they were like 10-15 seconds there that they should have rushed you, and but they were just looking. They could literally even see through the smoke to have shot at him, but they were just like waiting like dummies till he got his machete and came to butcher them brutally. That scene was actually dumb but brutal, because it was just decapitating heads, cutting off hands, ripping out flesh and stuff. The conversations Nam-wan and the soldier had was quite a one when it was out the stairs. That was quite a funny one too, though. He legit asked if the snake ectoderm on his face was a makeup. Like we all know it was a makeup now. Like, it's a makeup, an after effect. But asking was actually sarcastic. The soldier asked if Namsan was the hunter too, and he replied, "What else would I be? A lover?" Like, that was they actually needed that conversation in that place, because it wouldn't have made enough sense if Namsan just entered the scene like that without having a little tete-a-tete before they actually fought. Because it wouldn't make sense if he just came into the scene and they start fighting. Like, it wouldn't make sense, you get. The movie gave the villain an epic death, even though it's been pretty obvious that how you would definitely kill them. Like, decapitation is the only way you would emerge the winner if you actually fight these guys. The soldier villain was so confident that he can't be killed, because obviously he was the highest on the scientist dose until he met his doom. The scientist, on the other hand, lost his daughter in a rage shooting he did himself. He was killed by Namsan by taking a bullet to the head. I noticed that half of the building had collapsed at the end of the movie, which obviously there was no explosion strong enough to have caused it throughout the movie. That was definitely a CGI mistake, and they should have actually checked through before they released the movie or even completing editing. In summary, Badland Hunters 2024 Netflix action movie is a nice movie, and it is worth a go if you are a lover of violence or an action. There were gory scenes here and there, like beheading, decapitation, ripping out flesh, biting, and stuff, cutting gods, headshot and the likes. And I'd rate the movie 6.5 over 10. 6.5 over 10, and it is actually worth the watch. So go enter your Netflix, and go see the movie. Don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, peace.